समर्थन करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
श्री सुरेश प्रभु जी।
धन्यवाद सर। Sir, the bill that is now being discussed in the Parliament is to create a National Waterways Authority. Sir, I would like to just remind the House that when India was fighting the first war of independence, way back in 1857, and we just celebrated the 150th anniversary of that great event, that time there was the East India Company, which was headquartered in Calcutta, and our independence war started in Kanpur. So that time, the East India Company rushed the army to fight and quell that war by bringing soldiers through the waterways from east to the north. In fact, for a long time, the entire merchandise, the entire trade routes were passing through these great rivers of India. And therefore, waterways is not something new that we are innovating now. They have always been there for a long time, but unfortunately due to sheer neglect, to callous negligence, we could not use them as effectively as we would have in the last several years. Unfortunately, we neglected it and we are paying a price for it. We developed roads instead, which is causing air pollution in the country. We developed railways, which went through one of the best forests of the country. In fact, the first forest policy of India, which was done during the British time, was actually an anti-forest policy, which cut a forest down, created tea estates, and also created so-called infrastructure by building railway network. But I am very happy that now we are going back to the basics. We are now going back to where we really started and now trying to create a waterways for the country, which will be environment friendly, it will be cost effective, which will have the least incremental cost in terms of operation, and this will go through the areas which are otherwise very landlocked. The north doesn't have the sea that others have, and therefore they cannot really prosper and progress as much as the coastal areas could. And therefore this is a very welcome thing that the minister is trying to do. I would like to only request the minister that unfortunately in Government of India, this particular subject is dealt by Ministry of Shipping. There is another ministry, there are several other ministries. The Water Resource Ministry deals with water. There is a Power Ministry which deals with water to generate hydroelectricity. There is the Agriculture Ministry which deals with water to find out how we can create irrigation. There is the Rural Development Ministry which is trying to provide drinking water to rural areas. There is the Urban Affairs Ministry which is trying to provide drinking water to urban areas. There is the Environment Ministry which is dealing with water issues in terms of quality and in terms of, and Health Ministry deals with this issue of water through hygiene as an issue. Of course, there is a Planning Commission, there is a Science and Technology Ministry which deal with water. There is also Ministry of Atomic Energy, we deal with isotope technology to deal with water. So there are several ministries dealing with water. My concern is that water is the same source, and now the Ministry of Shipping is going to now deal with one aspect of that. So when you are developing waterways, I only hope and wish and really expect that the Ministry of Shipping will take into account the overall needs of the water sector in the country as a whole while planning this. Otherwise, I am sure like it happens in roads of several cities of India, there is a cable which is laid down by the telephone company, so they dig the road. Later on somebody else comes and this is I am now laying down the electric cable, so they dig the road again. Then there is a third agency which comes, now we are going to renovate the roads and therefore they dig the road again. So therefore the same roads are being abused, raped several times by several agencies. I hope the waterways will not be meeting the same fate, and I hope you will be integrating all the requirements of all the water resource ministries, all water related sectors, and try to construct the waterways in a manner that will meet the requirement of all. In fact, sir, worldwide, we accepted this concept of integrated water resource management. We also accepted the concept of dealing with multi-purpose projects. So therefore, I hope while integrating this, you will also take on board all the relevant concerns. Sir, we recently had a very big flood in the home state of our Honorable Chair, and we had a big problem. Kosi was really ruthless and damaged so many of the people. Sir, floods have become a common phenomena in India. At the same time, some other parts of the country are constantly facing drought. So this is a golden opportunity when the minister is trying to create a waterways for the country. Why not also integrate the drought and famine phenomena which happens all the time? Should we think about integrating all the concerns that India has got into dealing with this? I hope you do that. Otherwise, we'll construct waterways and I'm going to come as a separate minister. I'm going to tell you I want to do this because this is not dealing with my requirements. So please ensure that and go ahead with this. All the best to you. I support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you.